Good day, everyone, and Sir Anthony Doradio. We are here, Group 6, to present to you the FinGuard Financial Guard Management System. So, ano nga ba ang purpose ng FinGuard? Pero before tayo mag-proceed sa purpose, allow me, sir, na ipakilala ang mga kagrupo ko. Nandito si Justin Abuela, Justin James Abuela, then Mike JDP Ananga, and James Russell Marso. So, ngayon ako ang speaker, Renren A. Lumba. So, ngayon, let's run the program para may demonstrate sa inyo yung app namin na final project. Kung tatanungin mo, sir, kung anong concept nito at kung paano namin na-apply yung OOPI, makikita nyo na sa demonstration at sa pag-explain ng aking mga kagrupo. Now, i-under ko na o iraran na yung program. So now, makikita nyo about button para tungkol sa app namin yan. So consider is a pin guard, so the logo and also the feature box for visual interpin. And then, let's try the buttons, also the error or wrong pin validation. Then also it locks, so let's skip that. Then I rerun again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So accepted. And now let's go for demonstration, for clear demonstration. At first, mag-add muna tayo ng pera since zero ang balance natin sa dashboard. Let's up natin. Then now, let's add income. Allowance, let's, for example, is allowance. Amount, 200, ay 2,000. Say, 5,000 para. Then allowance. Yep. Also, this free, as you can see, those are filters for income expenses. Then budget, let's add budget for food. Let's see, 5,000 then. This is visual. Now, let me, no, let's go for that. Let's go for the savings naman. Savings, add natin sa category ng 30,000. Then, yep, it's the goal of our savings. And now, let's go for the payment. And recipients, for those who don't know it, ito yung magre-receive o kanino may sasend yung, o para kanino yung bayad na yan. Let's say, like, sa grocery store kasi food, then say, 5,000, let's say 500 lang. Okay naman. And then, send nyo natin sa food right. Then cash, pero clarify ko lang. Sa budget, just sa food. So, yep, ulitin natin. Grocery, say 500. Category, food. Then payment is online banking or cash na lang. See, if recorded, yes. Continue, then, yep, that's it. It shows then, also compute na then. And now, let's add for savings. As you can see, meron siyang limitation if we tried na umexceed, let's say, if 50,000. And then sa savings, online, which is wala tayong laman. Tapos also, the available is 4,500 in the total balance. So, yep. So, hindi ka mapagbayad ng 50,000 since ang balance mo lang ay 4,500. Let's say, add tayo ng pera na 50,000. Then sa allowance natin yan, no? Allowance. Submit and add also payment. See, na-add yung balance natin, then payment, then bank, then 50,000 savings, then payment na that's online bawal. So, under meaning lang natin na savings ay 30k, ayun yung minimum o yung goal natin. So, that's it. So, now, let's proceed on MPIN. Let's start the app. So, here we go. And as you can see, that's the MPIN. So, but hindi na dyan tayo magpuproceed kundi sa mismong code na. Let's go for Solution Explorer for basic o mas madaling This is yung login form. Dito siya. Yan, as you can see, it's about. So, this is panel only. So, if you move that, you can see the application or UI of our application. So, dyan kasi yung placement. Ni-hide ko na lang ang visible. So, now let's proceed on code. Then, that's the MPIN, yung folder natin or object natin na private. So, hindi siya pwedeng mabago or mapakalaman since authentication siya. This is the components for the button. So, it allows to click and function properly. And then, this is the edit for the RAM. So, now let's proceed on what we did. So, ito ay puro edit lang sa UI. Then, you can see here is the ban system. So, it allows to ban the user to input a password if he exceed or try na madaming beses at hindi pa rin niya nakuha tama. And then, that's it, that timer. And also, let's go for the MBPIN manager, yung pagmamanage ng data. Ito yung backend niya. Dito niya makikita yung condition, kung ilang lang inaalaw na ilagay. For, then automatic na siya, remove digits pag pinara yung then clear pag nag-key. So, and ito yung password and nagbe-verify for, so, alam na yung tama yung password pag ginagawa natin to at yung input ay nag-equal sa pin na nilagay, ayun yung, which is tama daw.
Ang ano po sa inyo is yung dashboard po. Yung class, ang unahin po natin is yung class and objects. Sa class po natin is yung dashboard data. yung nag-hold po na tatlong properties. Yung total income, total expenses, at saka po yung balance. Subject po natin is instance ng class sa from dashboard, yung gumagawa po ng object. Ang next po is yung constructor. Automatic po siyang tinatawag pag gumagawa po tayo ng bagong form. Ang purpose niya po is i-set up yung UI components at initial state ng dashboard. Ang next po natin is encapsulation. Dahil naka-private na po yung ating field, only lang po siya. Tapos dito po sa inheritance, nag-inherit po mula sa form, Windows form based class. Dahil dito, lahat ng built-in features ng Windows form, yung events, rendering, controls, ay minana niya. Tapos sa polymorphism naman po, makita po natin sa form dashboard, update dashboard, tapos yung basic income expense balance. May dagdag na budget logic po siya.
Class. So, dito sa transaction class, dito makikita natin yung encapsulation kasi lahat ng related data ay nakapaloob sa isang object. Ang transaction object ay may amount, type, description, and category. So, para naman sa form transaction and inheritance, public partial class form transaction base form. So, ang form transaction ay nag-inherit na sa base form, kaya nakakagamit siya ng Windows Forms features tulad ng buttons at text box. Ito ay halimbawa ng inheritance. So, para naman sa constructor and object initialization, public form transaction, form dashboard, dashboard equals null, initialize component, dashboard equals dashboard. Sa constructor, initialize natin ang UI components bago mag-interact ang user. Ipinapakita nito ang object initialization. Para naman sa transaction validation, nakikita natin dito sa if string that is null hanggang sa message that show amount must be greater than 0. So, dito is bago gumawa ng transaction, tinitiyak natin na complete at tama yung input. Sa transaction object creation, encapsulation, and abstraction, andito naman yung bar new transaction. So, nandito yung mga bagong transaction ay naka-bundle sa isang transaction object. Ito ay encapsulation. Hindi alam ng form kung paano i-save ang data. Ipinapasa lang at ipinapakita ang object na ito at ito ang abstraction. So, para naman sa data store. So, sa data store, dito ang bagong transaction object, new transaction, ay pinapasa sa data store. So, ang purpose nito is i-save yung transaction sa central storage para ma-access ng ibang forms or modules. Ayun lang.
Good day, Sir Dorado. Nandito po ako para explain yung sa aming budget class and budget form. And sa budget class po, makita po dito yung class ay para pong blueprint na isang budget entry. Dito po nakapaloob yung mga properties po namin tulad po ng limit, category, name, amount, and use amount. Ito po yung example ng encapsulation. Dahil dito po yung lahat ng data ay nasa isang object lang. Then sa aming form naman po, dito po may object creation po kami ng makita po dito yung kapag nag-add po tayo ng budget, gumagawa tayo ng object mula sa budget class. Ang object na ito po ay nilalagay sa data store budget. Dito po makikita ang difference ng class at object. Then, para po sa ating constructor, pag po nag-create po tayo ng form budget, automatic po na tatawagin ng ating constructor dito yung ating ginagawa. Ang initial setup po ay tulad ng pag-bind ng events at pag-load ng UI components. Then sa inheritance naman po namin, yung form budget po namin ay nag-inherit mula sa base form dahil po dito nagagamit na ang mga features ng parent class at gamit po yung override, binabago natin ang behavior ng load data para sa budget. Specific logic, this is in inheritance and method overriding in action. Then para po sa polymer PSIM namin, kapag po tinawag ang generate method, iba-iba ang result depende kung budget or savings. And ang object po ito ay tinatawag na polymer PSIM. Same method name po pero iba-iba yung behavior. Then sa abstraction naman po namin ay dito po makita yung abstraction ng ibang budget operation. Para po na parang kontrata, sinasabi lang dito kung ano po yung dapat gawin, i-add at i-remove. Pero hindi pa ano ang budget manager naman ang nagbigay ng actual implementation.
And now, I'm Brendan A. Lumba for presentation for payment since ang explain ko ay apat na classes and isang form, o tatlong class tapos isang form. So now, let's proceed on data store. Nababanggit siya ng kagrupo ko kanina, dito siya yung kumukuha talaga ng main getters ng mga data o value ng mga data na nagmumula sa action ng user. So consider, nami-listing siya ng mga core collection and transaction, yung condition niya, if kunwari yung saving goals, nagdagdag sa kunwari yung goals na current amount mo ay nagdagdag ka sa savings sa goals, then ayan, magkaka-condition siya. Then apply to payment yung queue, yung magiging layout nung data natin. This is also all about data structure, yung mga nilalaman, tsaka yung pag-apply ng data at savings, based sa category, then so on. And also the saving goals as getter setters too for their target amount and current. So now let's proceed on payment store. Ito yung data structure na nagamitin namin, yung list and hash set for recipients naman siya. Separate theme siya pero parang tumibis siya sa hash set or sa string ng recipients. So now let's proceed on class of payment. Nandito yung getters and setters na lang nung recipient, amount, and category. Also the method, payment method yan. Then pagkukuha ng date and time. And now let's proceed on the form since demonstration to kanina na pag-add na matatagpuan dito, recipients, customer recipients, amount and category, and payment method. So now, as you can see, this is an inherit yung form niya. So, yung mga values sa components ng form na to na-inherit niya dun sa class na to, sa form na to. Kung tatanungin niyo kung ano yung main class namin, which is yung dashboard, dito talaga yung main class namin. And itong tatlo ay subclass lang kasi yung mga value nitong tatlo ay mag-inherit o ma-adapt ng dashboard, ma-display. So, that's how we apply the inheritance. And main class o main operand namin. And then, others are subclasses. So, yeah, let's go back to payment. And then, ito, yung mga magiging action namin or events na pag-click ng button ito yung nav bar to for handlers na pag pinindot yung button sa nav. Also, this one is yung pag pinindot mo yung pay button. Then, ito yung back, which is yung X, back, and then the submit button. Send. Then also, this is the data store. If you changes, refresh statistic, di-display yung history. Also, sa dashboard, maglo-load yung mga budget na sa visualization para mabilis at malinis. I'm sorry, hindi pala natago ako. Then, this is the form and some colored or constructor then for method load combo values for refresh statistic, automatic. Then, this is the laman ng combo box. So, mas if mag-a-add tayo, ay mamimili. Hindi siya customizable. Then, this is the condition of payment. And so on. That's how we apply the encapsulation and inheritance, also the abstraction and polymer PSIM. And kung tatanungin niyo, ito yung validation ng amin sa form, sa payment pag nagbayad ka. Kaya yung kanina meron tayong nakitang error, hindi error, which is yung validation mo na if labis yung pera mo or may limit na mag-exit ka. And then, ayun na. So, that's it for the presentation of our project, and I hope you enjoy and learn a lot, and I hope we able to discuss and apply o na-explain namin na mas malinaw sa inyo, naintindihan yung project namin, sir. Thank you once again. We are group 6. Bye-bye.